Strong words from Jim Harbaugh.
Words right there.
I don't agree with him, but I'll ask you. You agree with Harbaugh here?
No, not at all. And I don't think they're strong. I think they're really weak. I think it's psych job recruiting. I think that's not how you should come at a youngster when he's still in the amateur phase of his career with hopes and aspirations of going to the professional level and truly cashing in on his talents, to tell that guy that it's about the people that you don't know that root for you that are going to now judge you differently.
Yeah.
The priority is you, the kid. Second is you, the coach, and the program. And I understand he has now put the program and his own self-interest in front of that same kid. And I'm talking to the Devin Bushes and the Rashawn Garys and so many other guys who've done it before, but his guys in particular. He says he respects it, but then when you come and circle back with these comments, how much do you truly respect it?
Yeah.
You allowed it to happen, but respect it, you fall short of that. So I don't like that, because I've been in that position before. I've seen so many guys in that position before. And what you need is transparency. You need someone who can take this situation, which is a tough choice. It's a dilemma. Guys don't want to tap out, but they're like, my option is greater if I do. And then now you're going to cloud that same choice for those same youngsters?
Yeah.
I totally disagree with it.
Yeah, I disagree with it as well. And partly because these universities, they don't care about you, right? They will sell you on this, we're a family, this is, you're one of us. But the ultimate goal is they want to make money off, as much money as they can off the players, and then it's a cycle, right? And so, to me, a player is trying to get to the next level. He's trying to put himself in position so that he can, make the right money in the NFL. You got coaches that are making millions. Universities making hundreds of millions. You got assistant coaches making hundreds of thousands, some millions. And so these players, for 3 or 4 years, have been trying to get to that point, right? And I understand that, Michigan had this 41-17 butt whooping, which is probably partly due to why he made these comments, because Devin Bush didn't play, Rashawn Gary didn't play. We can just start right there. Those were Michigan's, some of their best players on the team.
Yeah.
And so I understand where Coach is coming from. He kind of maybe feels like it's an attack on him or his brother. But at the end of the day, these players are trying to get to the next level, and that's the ultimate goal of the college system. Prepare your players to get to the next level. They won't be playing in the toilet bowl. Nobody want to play in the toilet bowl. And that's why they need to expand the college playoff. When you only got 4 teams, this is going to continue to happen.
Well, I do think it's going to cause the expansion of the playoffs, which I think is unfortunate. But Jim Harbaugh and I are around the same age. He was at Michigan when I was at Ball State, and it bothers me that guys with as much experience as we have, and he has even more because his dad was a college coach, he has seen this game change.
Yeah.
We used to play 11 games.
Yeah.
And now these kids are playing 14 and 15 games,
Yeah.
all in pursuit of money. And these conferences have expanded. The conference schedule has expanded. He's seen all the money flood into the sport. When he was at Michigan, Bo Schembechler, I think, made around $175,000 to $200,000 as the head coach. And he's sitting there making $10 million a year.
Right.
He's seen the explosion of money and what it's done to coaches and how the game is changing, how more and more are being asked to the kids. And when the kids finally push back, and start saying, you know what, I don't need to play this 13th game.
Right.
Jim used to play 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And they tell me it's so dangerous and CTE, but you want me to play more and more and more. I just don't understand how you can have that breadth of knowledge that Jim should have, and I know he has, and make these comments.
Yeah, and I think when I played in college, I think I would have agreed with this statement because it was a different era, right? You just brought that up. It's a different era, right? Like, I can't parent my children the way I was parented because it's a different era. Things have changed. The world has evolved. We got social media now. We got a lot of different other moving parts to this. And so I love the fact that these young kids are taking ownership and saying, you know what, I got to get ready for the league, because that's the ultimate goal here, is to get them ready for the next level. And so by a coach saying this, I think he's more taking it as an attack on himself. Maybe because, again, going back to the loss that they had in the bowl game, but also some of these bowl games, they don't mean nothing. They literally don't mean anything at all.
The whole proliferation of bowl games. In our day, there was just a handful.
Right. You know what? It's funny. It means something to Jim Harbaugh. Let's just be real. Like Jim Harbaugh biggest star in that conference right now because Urban Meyer's gone, but they couldn't beat Ohio State. So you go into this bowl game with your stars now sidelined, and you're like, this means something for me. That last taste for this season has to be a good one going to the offseason in terms of recruiting. And Jim Harbaugh's been around the game so long, he remembers in 03. Y'all remember Willis McGahee went out there in the Fiesta Bowl and tore his knee up?
Tore it all up.
No, never was the same. Now, he was still good to great, but he was never the same. And these players have learned from that, including the influx of the money and the attention. And these guys are first-rounders. We're talking about top 12 players right here in those two. And he wants them to go out there and play, as you say, in the toilet bowl.
Risk it. In the toilet bowl.
Makes no sense.
I ain't playing.
All right, Darnell, did we miss anything?
Yeah, man. So we all know that ever since Harbaugh took over the team, Michigan hasn't been able to win the biggest game on their schedule, the Ohio State University. Twitter's already saying that if Harbaugh doesn't win this year, he should be fired. I want to ask you guys, has Jim Harbaugh been a disappointment so far?
Ooh.
I think that's a good question because there's a difference between a failure and a disappointment. Disappointment is about expectations. And based on expectations, he's been a bit disappointing, yes.
Nah, I think he's been just fine for this conference, just fine for Michigan. Look, Michigan had their lows. And, you know, they had bumps here and there, Lloyd Carr, et cetera, but he came back. There was a Harbaugh watch. Y'all remember that, right? Because I broke that story. I'm the one that told it. Got in trouble. Whatever. Adam Schefter, take it and run with it. But anyway, the thing is, when he landed, he became the star of that conference. Urban Meyer there, him. Now Urban's gone. He's the one that's keeping Big 10, Big 12 back up. So you got to respect that Urban Meyer's gone. It's all about Harbaugh, and he's giving them that juice for that franchise.
At the end of the day, you got to beat Ohio State.
I hear you.
If you don't beat Ohio State without our colleague, then it's a disappointment.
Well, that's this year then. This is going to be the first
This
time.
year? Look,
They've
he couldn't beat them
expected
before?
Yeah, they've
I know.
expected
I'm
him
saying
to have them in the national title hunt instantly, and it hasn't happened.
It hasn't
not even
happened.
That's the
close.
expectation. All right.
Well, 2 of the slots already taken with
Coming
Clemson and
up.
Alabama.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.